Hey everybody, Corrie Thorne, the spiritual healer. Excuse all the stuff around me. Um, I am recording this week's channeled message on the 20th as we come into the energy of the summer solstice and going through the shifts and the changes that is happening as the season shift, as Mother Nature shifts, as we have that time that is changing. And this as I was bluntly reminded by my partner that the days start getting shorter now. Now we start to get, shorter days. The darkness is longer. And I'm like, oh, but it is a truth. It is a fact, but it doesn't mean that darker days has to be up on us. But it does mean that the hours that the sun is shining are less. What do we do with that time and what we do in the time of day that we have? And what do we do in this precious, I would say, summer, being in Alberta, living in Alberta? Really, this is a part of my message is the distractions. Um, what do we do with these precious daylight hours that we have? What do we do when the sun is shining? So, you know, we make hay when the sun is shining, like those old sayings that was about get the work done, do what needs to be done while the days are good, while your energy is good, while you're feeling good, and to do all of those things in those times. And right now, today I'm actually recording now that I've been on a 3 day of a severe migraine. I say it's an ascension that is happening. There's a shift to change. I'm just coming down from teaching for like a whole year since pretty much since last September. I have been teaching like crazy and just getting ready to take a break and take some time off and to do my own, to really take advantage of the days of sunshine that we have and the period of time that we have it. And that's what you're being told with this week's message is that this week's message is truly about the world will give you a lot of distractions. There'll be a lot of distractions around you. And there's going to be a lot of things trying to pull you from your sunshine, trying to pull you from your happiness, trying to get you to like, oh, look at us over here. Like you shouldn't be doing this. You should be more focused on this. You should be more serious. You shouldn't be having fun. But this is a time to really say, you know what? Screw it to the rest of the world, to what is happening in the world. And to know that as the little people in the world, I call us the little people, the everyday people in the world, we never caused the world problems. Let them go figure it out. And for all of us everyday people, let's us see somebody's trying to stop this message. Let's us get back into what we do best: laughter, have fun, smile, uh, party if need be, join together, go out together. We are social creatures and we're here to be social. So there's a lot more socializing and a lot more being out there, and to know that it's okay to turn everything off. It's okay to let this stuff go into the dark, to let this go into the dark ages for a few. That's what has happened to us over the past, year and a half, almost 2 years that we've been in this pandemic stuff, is that it's like we were put into so many areas that were not good for us. We were put into the dark. We were in the blind. We were kept in the dark on a lot of things. And now we're like mushrooms, right? We're like we've been like brought out into the light, and we're coming into the light, and we're coming forward, and we're coming up, and we are taking that stand again. So today on the 20th and on the 21st, I do have like there's a emotional uprising within us that is taking place, like some sort of like rising up of our energy, that we're not going to go to war. We're going to go to, we're not going to go to war with each other. We're going to come together, be able to celebrate together, to be able to come into that beautiful energy of in bringing in that joy, that happiness, of making amends where we need to make amends. Where do you need to make amends within yourself? Where do you need to make amends within the world? Where do we need to stop and take a really good look at where we had been and where we're going? And to not to be constantly in those battle, in asking everybody what they have done with their lives. Like, oh, eh, are, did you do this? Did you do that? It's like, uh, everybody has a free will choice and to do their own thing. And just let it be. Remember a time when you didn't really pay attention so much what somebody else was doing behind closed doors because it was really none of your business? Well, it really still is none of your business, right? Like there's so many things, unless somebody is in danger, unless somebody is hurting, harming, yes, then it's our business. But getting back to what is of our business, what is of our business is about us and socializing and getting together and being there for each other, but also your own empire, your own life. You are your own business. You are the one person. And so this bringing this less time in this world for the period of time when we do only have a small amount of time to enjoy the summer breaks, to enjoy the kids not being actually in school in any way, and to also feel I have this strong sense of like, we don't need too much commitment over these next few months. I feel like, don't overcommit yourself. Whatever you do, do not get overcommitted. We don't know what September is bringing yet. And I feel as if there is some like questionable energy that is out there for us right now for the coming months. But for right now, do not overcommit for the next few months on your life. It's about being a little more free spirited. I feel like there's some serious healing that needs to take place, which includes need to get some outings happening. And I know they say, oh, well, everybody's been off work and everybody's been doing nothing for so long, and we need to get that back. Yes, we do. But if we jump back in, we're going to have, if we jump all the way back in, we're going to have a whole lot of impulsiveness, trauma response, a whole lot of pushing for things to be how they used to be. And we need to really seriously consider, do we want to go back and repeat how we did things previously? Do we want to go back to a calendar on a wall that is so packed, so full that you're not even in relationship with your own kids because they're so busy in every single thing that you feel you need to put them into, because that will make them the perfect adult? Like, or do we want to make sure that we have freedom in our calendars? So I'm looking up at a blank wall. There's nothing on my wall right now. And I'm like, do we really want to go back to overcommitted workaholics, push, 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 drive, 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 go, 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 obsolete? The house is, a house full of strangers, everybody hidden away in rooms. Nobody's home all day long. Everybody comes home, it's gobble down food, rush out through the door again. Do we want to go back to shoveling everything back into the closets and stop this working on ourselves and stop doing that work? Because once we get busy, it's like we don't have time. And I know this by what I do for a living, is that everybody gets into wanting to do the healing work until the healing work becomes work. And when the healing work becomes work, it is the first thing that people are more willing to give up. It's the first thing that goes to the wayside. It's the first thing that gets put to the side so that people can make room for everything else that is actually a distraction in our lives. So we're being told to not to let ourselves be distracted, and do not forget where we just have been, to not to turn the blind eye to everything that we have just existed within, to know that we also have to remember this. We have to make sure we be different than this, and to be sure of what it is that we start to bring forward in our own lives that is going to be the healthy change for coming up into the September, October months of our lives. And so right now, yes, less, 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 less. If you have an hour a day that you spend here, great. That means you got like 20 minutes for me. But you will not even see me as much over these next few months. There's a whole world of us light workers who have been on the front line from the beginning, from way before the pandemic, the beginning of the pandemic, and all the way through, doing a whole lot of being of service to the world, to be here, to be present, and not getting paid. Not, none of these things that I have, YouTube or any of those things, have anywhere near enough followers to even remotely even see a return. It's done from this, from our hearts, to be there for people, to be there, to be that change. And so knowing that, all of us that have been on those front lines, that have been there to support, to give messages, to hold space, to listen, to be whatever we need it to be, also are human. And I feel like you're going to see a lot more of quietness over the summer, a lot more of quietness. And so I'm asking the cards for a message. And the message that comes up was the 10 of Wands, and that weight and holding, it's like bearing the weight, holding the load, carrying it all. And it's like, even though we're passionate, even though you may be passionate about life, even though you're dying to, you're just dying to get back into your world and into your life. And it's like that go, go, go energy. You just want to be moving and going and doing and doing and doing and doing. Is that you also have to remember that that will exhaust you very, very quickly, because we really were not resting during this time. It wasn't a resting time. It wasn't comfortable. It was trauma. There's a lot of PTSD. There's a lot of unhealthy energy that was out there that we're existing in. And we're being told to fall into love, to rise up and into our sense of our golden light, into that golden energy, to find our relationship with whatever the God within is, whatever that God consciousness is, whatever that, that self, and to find that, to come into relationship with all of you, where you have been, where we are now, and where we need to go. And also to be in alignment to our mind, body, soul connection, to bring forth like a whole different sense of self. And for some of you, this summer may be the summer that you actually finally do meet somebody, because you have not been able to be out and meeting during this time. But you also don't, if you've been a long time not be able to find somebody, not be able to meet somebody, don't jump into just any relationship you're being told. Don't just to have somebody there. Don't do that, because there's the right one, there's the right life, there's the right moment, there's the right opportunities. And I feel like, don't jump onto just like any bandwagon, any job. It's like everything just feels like just think about it. Um, One thing that I've had to learn over the years is I have to give myself 24 hours before I make any big decisions in my life. Put that into, kind of put that into play for you. Um, we do have the dolphin energy also coming in with us. And so, but down below, the Earth star within the earth, within the waters. And I feel like this is the waters. And partly this is coming back up as the waters get busier again, as the oceans get busier again, as you see the cruise ships starting to go, to also remember that now that we are going back out, is that now we are a disturbance to, now we're out of, now there is an out of balance even with the animals, right? With the nature's children. So the children of nature, the children, the animals, the water animals, that energy, that frequency, now they are speaking to us, they're communicating to us, they're saying, don't forget that, we've just given birth, we've now, we've been in this water, we've been back. If you're going to be out on us, take better care of us, care for us. um, to not just go out and discount the fact that you're back in nature and all that matters in this world is humans. And that's like, we're not the only thing in this world. There's a lot of beings, there's a lot of life, and we are here to also be respectful of that. And so the Seven of Swords is here to tell us to not to get stuck in our head, not get in our head stories, and not get big egos, not to think that, oh, it's like just picking up the old ways that we used to do things, that this is how we did things. So, I'm just going to pick up my old habits. I'm going to go back to the way things were. I'm going to repeat the things that I used to do, and I'm going to do that again. Because no, that is not what we need to do. We need new healthy habits. We need to, find new ways of doing things as we are moving forward. So your message of this week is truly about, what are you going, how are you or are you planning? Are you thinking? Let me get this right. I got to hear this. Are you thinking about what your tomorrows look like? Are you sending that energy forward, or are you already rushing into your tomorrows before today is already over? And so are you already pre-planning a whole a whole life that is not here yet? Are you trying to get ahead of yourself? Are you already returning to old habits and unhealthy ways? Are you already trying to force yourself back out there because life is going? All of those things, they're just saying to you, stop, pause, because you don't know what is to come yet. And there is there's a lot at play here. And I got the Magician, and I feel like all is in the air right now. All is in the fire. Like all is here. Everything is here. The earth is spinning. The world is always spinning. The everything is spinning around is what I'm being told. We've come through a big shift. We've come through the energy of a rebirth, of a change, of a redirection in life, like where all is here. But if you look really at the seriousness of this alchemist, of the magician, of the wizard, however you want to look at him. But if you look at the magician and you look at his eyes and the intensity, and this is like an intense energy. And so there is a world healing, a new healing. And if we go back to the way things were and we don't do the changes that need to be done, there's going to be, we're going to find ourselves in a not good place again. And that's not where we want to go. And that may be in our own inner self. That don't mean in the world. I never know how big of a scale it means when it tells me these messages. And so there's just this intensity of the elders, the divine holy realm, the ascendant masters, the Mother Earth, everything, the divinity, that everything that existed way before us, all the beings that were here long before us. It's like there's just this intent. They're all looking to see how we're going to react and respond. And it just feels like really listen to our elders, listen to the stories they have to tell us. They've been around longer than us. Don't discount us old folks. Don't discount us that have been around this world a few times, or even those that are even older than me again, is that take time to really listen, because those are the ones that are resilient. They're the ones that will matter. They're the ones that can be more, you know, because they've existed in many, many lifetimes and many, many times upon this earth, is that there is knowledge to be gained. To listen, it doesn't mean that's the full direction. It means we need to blend it. We need to blend it with our youth. We need to blend it with Mother Earth. We need to blend it together. We need to blend everything together, because we're all here with knowledge at different stages, through different cycles of life, through different times, and we're here to bring it all together. We're here to work together. We're here to come together and to find that sense of happy medium, and not to be so freaking extreme. We're over all the way out there or all the way down here. We're here to find our happy medium, and a happy medium within this life, a happy space that we can all exist together and that we can all work together. And this screaming and yelling, yeah, it's not working. It just was not working. We need to do it differently, because nobody is listening when that's what's ruling the world. So spiritual, emotional maturity is a must. And that's partly what I do. And I really, truly am launching a lot of my work this year is into helping people who are business owners, who are, parenting, that are in those areas, to really, truly be able to explore the deeper levels of evolving and growing emotionally and spiritually, and not just about the jobs that they do. And a lot of my focus will be there. It is a part of more than existing. We're not here to just exist in our job, in our life, in the roles that we play. We are here to more than exist. And that's what we're here to do. So this is another partnership card. We had the lovers card, and we have And we have the Two of Cups. And this often represents, that twinning, the twin flames, the soulmate, the soul relationship. And this is to come into relationship with the soul self, to come into full relationship with you on a deeper level, on a more beautiful level, and that you shouldn't have to be numbing it to exist within you. And if you have to be constantly trying to numb it, distract it, trying to, the isms that keep us busy, to keep us away from ourselves, if that's how we're existing in this world, then we are only just existing. And it's time for us to stop having to numb it, stop having to drug it, stop having to give it, provide all this, you know, other things to be able to live with ourselves. And if that's, or to be able to live in this world. And so now we're saying, let's start dealing with the emotional and the spiritual self, and let's start to evolve and to grow. Well, because the world needs love, and love is the most healing thing that we had, and in love is the most powerful thing. It is called faith. Have enough faith in you to know that you have the power within you to be the change that you would like to see in this world, and it starts with you. Much love. Have a beautiful week, and I will see you next week. And tomorrow morning, I will be also posting a summer solstice meditation for the 21st. Have a beautiful week. Bye bye.